How do I address feeling torn about losing my 25F virginity to guy 33M I've been seeing? How do I address feeling torn about losing my 25F virginity to guy 33M I've been seeing? Hi all. I've been seeing a really wonderful guy for over 10 months now. There was an instant connection when we first met. Can't tell you the first meeting because it's a one-of-a-kind type of thing, not usual at all. Communication is great, he's incredibly sweet, understanding, and I just really love him. We've talked about all topics including religion. Where we differ, I'm Muslim and he's Christian. But we found a middle ground and we're both in agreement with our views. My family doesn't accept him unfortunately, but we've continued to see each other. I gave him my first kiss, which was amazing. We've recently had dry sex, but when it comes to the virginity part I've been cautious and I'm not sure why. At the back of my mind, I'm petrified of betraying my family, I feel guilty, and I'm just very lost. At the same time though, I want to give it to him, and I'm entirely comfortable with him. I don't know what to do. Sad face. As a non-religious person, don't do it if you have any doubt. It's not worth sacrificing your values, family values, for something that's only 10 months old. He's also older, so if he wants something serious there's nothing holding him back, like, I want to be more established, to give you more of a commitment. Also, virginity to a guy you didn't even call your boyfriend in this post, woman gesturing no medium skin tone. What is dry sex? It sounds horrible. I'm thinking you mean just humping and rubbing with clothes on? You can't even call this man your boyfriend in an anonymous Reddit post. What would losing your virginity to him mean to you? And would it hold the same meaning for him? My recommendation is don't do it. As a fellow Muslima, I tell you, if he does not marry you, don't do it. Simply said, if this relationship does not work out, the next Muslim man you meet, who might be the love of your life and accepted by your family, you will feel guilty not disclosing you are not a virgin, so either get married or leave it alone and keep things from going all the way. As a non-Muslim, I'd say that if you have any doubts, then don't do it. You need to think hard about what future you see with this guy and if it is worth it. If you love him and you feel ready, and you know what you're potentially sacrificing to be with him, then do it. If you don't see yourself being with him forever and potentially being disowned by your family, then I'd think twice and find someone who is more aligned with your culture and values. I'm not religious but was brought up as a Catholic. I have a few bits of advice for you. 1. Your virginity is not a sign of worth, and don't let any religion or person make you feel like it is. All the analogies of virginity that compare women to objects are complete BS. You are a whole person with or without that hymen. 2. Your first time is special, not magical, actually usually quite fumbly, awkward and teeny bit sore. But it's special and always hopeful to share that with someone you feel comfortable with. 3. If he's a good man, he won't mind waiting until you are ready. Do not ever, virgin or not, have sex with someone if you're unsure you want to. Even if you're married, there is no one who is entitled. I hope things work out, but put yourself first always. My 29F husband, 29M, won't let me close my room door. Me and my husband both have offices, game room type areas in our house. I have the second room in our house with a door, and he has the loft in our house cause he wants to be around the pets we have while working from home. I had a manic episode in late November, since I'm sadly bipolar, and ended up in the hospital, then a behavior health center for 9 days. While in that mental state, I told him that an online friend was locking me in my room, untrue and unrealistic. And so I thought isolation was what caused me to go through that at the time. The behavior center did an activity where we had to write down how other people could help notice when you need help or an episode was about to happen. I wrote down isolation, still in the mental mindset but less so. To get a bit more insight, I was without my computer, it broke. Thus not going into my room 2 months before my episode, so no isolation. After my episode it still stayed broken for about a month. After it got fixed, I moved my desk into his area cause he didn't want me alone. I stayed for a month. I talked to my therapist about how he wouldn't let me back in my room cause he was scared. She reassured me it was fine, so I told him and he conceded. His catch was I couldn't close my door. He wanted the pets to be able to keep me company cause they want to be with you and around you to keep you not isolated. It's been about 3 months now since I moved back into my room with the door left open. I love my cats being able to be with me, but I love playing games, and you know how it can get if you got audio on. I also like high volume on computer without having to use headphones. My room is near our bedroom and I fear waking him up as well, or just maybe want to have a call conversation with a friend privately. The final straw today, which is why I'm making this post, was wanting to burn things like incense or candles without it being harmful to our cat's respiratory system. I asked if I could close the door to enjoy them with proper window ventilation, and he said no cause he's worried, thus not letting me use them. I feel that this has gotten a bit out of hand, and even with a therapist, psychologist, proper medication and a hospital helpline I can call anytime, He still won't let me after telling him constantly it's fine. How do I change his mind? Ask your therapist if he can come with you to the next appointment. See if you can redo your safety checklist. It would do good to acknowledge, validate your husband's concerns if they are genuinely about safety. 3 months from a manic episode is not so long. It takes time to stabilize and heal. It is a difficult thing while you're healing to prioritize his perspective perhaps. Your therapist can help navigate or can refer to someone more suited if they can't help. Another angle to this too, your episode in hospitalization made him scared. So scared that you shared a room with him and now he at least wants to be able to hear you. This to me sounds like trauma. Your episode and that whole ordeal traumatized him and he's not quite sure how to come to terms with it. Traumatized people often try to control their surroundings so that they feel safe. He needs to talk to your therapist about how it affected him and what the best coping strategies are without crossing boundaries or feeling unsafe. There's middle ground for both of you somewhere, it's just a matter of finding it with the right help. Your entire post is about how not being able to close your door is impacting you. There's not a single consideration for the trauma your husband experienced having to deal with the fallout of your hospitalization. My advice is to take a step back and consider how your behavior impacts him and your marriage. Girl, you are complaining that you can't burn incense while your husband is terrified about what will happen if you close a door. Only those who have lived with someone with mental illness know what it's like. Your post will give others a tiny glimpse into it. I'm a bit wary of your reasoning, to be honest. Why do you need to burn incense? Why can't you use headphones? Computer sounds will still penetrate through walls and can be really annoying. It's common courtesy to use headphones if you're not alone in the house. You are still fresh out of a really scary mental health episode, and these things can reoccur. It's not unreasonable for your husband to want you to keep your door ajar. To me it sounds like he is seriously shaken up by what happened and is clinging on to what he believes will lessen the risk of this happening again. You working against that makes me wonder if you are heading into another episode. The point of the safety plan is that you are no longer reliable to tell him you are fine. Your husband is doing the right thing by adhering to it. If you're unhappy with it, then you need to work with your therapist to revise it in a way where you have more of a sense of autonomy, privacy in a way that is safe, that doesn't rely on a subjective opinion by you or your husband. You need to take your husband's feelings into account. It's not only about you. He has to live with the consequences if you harm yourself during an episode. Your husband sounds like he has the right intentions, but is maybe not fully understanding how you feel, boundaries, how to actually help you. Perhaps this requires more communication on both sides so that nobody is left in the dark. I would also suggest doing activities with your husband outside of the home. It is always good to get out and separate yourself from feeling isolated in your home. This always helps me with my depression when it gets bad and all I want to do is be in bed. I wish you well. Is this cheating? IDK what to do. 22F23M. I found out that my boyfriend sent messages to an old partner begging for sex during an argument we had in October. I only found this out yesterday. He claims he knew she would say no, which is why he did it, and that there was never anything physical, but I still think that counts as cheating. I would never beg someone to sit on my face because my partner pissed me off. He said he's sorry and that it was evil and that he loves me, but I don't think I'd ever be able to trust him again. Was he just being stupid and immature? Do you think this is something that could be worked through? I broke it off immediately, but now I'm having second thoughts. Too long did not read. Found vulgar messages to an ex while we were together. He says it was on purpose to upset me after an argument. Edit. Stop telling me to break up with him, please God. Read what I said before replying. We are already broken up. I already did it. The problem is I'm having second thoughts. That's a hard no for me. I'd stick to breaking up since that is purely and utterly disrespectful. Trying to cheat is as bad as cheating, so yes. That's cheating to me because if she had said yes he prob would have done it. The shit people put up with, I know it's Reddit and usually it's always, break up. But use your common sense, this person doesn't mind making you feel like shit over an argument. Just imagine life with someone like that. Look, me and my girlfriend get into arguments, but I would never do something on purpose to hurt her. The argument solves itself by talking it over and understanding both are in a fight against the problem and not a fight against themselves. Have some respect for yourself and leave those people. But what if she had said yes? Would he then in his anger tell her no? Sounds super suspicious. Don't get cheated on, you are making the best decision for you. Props to you for breaking it off. Keep it that way. I promise you if she would have been down, he would have been also. It was absolutely a cheating attempt. Props to her also for shutting his dumb ass down. An argument and this is what he chooses to do. That says so very much about him. Not life partner material, my dear. You are worth so much more than this. You're young and have your whole life ahead of you. Don't settle for losers that like to play games and use any little thing to dip out on you. It was so refreshing to read you broke it off. Stay strong sista. She, 25F, cheated with me after a 4-year wonderful relationship. Too long did not read. My girlfriend since 4 years went to Goa, India on a solo trip. Found boys group. Had say with one guy. Met me today and lied. I caught her red-handed, saw all chats, left her. Advice needed on. What shall I do? I had amazing 4 years with her. However, there have been one case in past as well where she couldn't understand boundaries, but I had let go that time, but this time it was very extreme. Shall I forget about what happened as a one-off thing and get back to her? Considering the 4 years were really great, or it's time to not let go this time? Hi all, I'm 25M and I'm in a relationship with 25F since past 4 years, and honestly I really loved being with her and we both felt a connection. Even we're sure of marrying each other in 2-3 years. However, recently she went to Goa on a solo trip and stayed in a mixed dorm. I told her not to stay but she didn't listen. There she had say with a guy and roamed around with him for few days. Even after leaving from Goa she is still in contact with him, sending her pictures and lots of texts. She didn't tell me a word about him and was never going to. Luckily, I caught her red-handed, confronted her, and left her. She started crying and telling me that I am the only one for her and this was just a one-time thing which would never happen again. She also broke boundaries once 2 years back, but it was just oversharing and not this extreme. Even at that time she promised not to break any boundary again. She told me that last 4 years were beautiful. Well, that is true. They were great and we were really committed. So much so that we were even going to marry in 3 years, and asked me to think about it before breaking it up. This all has really had a huge impact on me. As a person I really have lots of trust issues and honestly she was the only person I trusted the most. Moreover, we both were very dependent on each other and thought our future together. This incident has got me thinking if I shall forgive her considering it just a one-time incident, or shall I break up with her forever and let go the amazing 4 years for one incident. What upsets me the most is that she was still in contact with him, sharing daily update pictures and messages. I would really appreciate some serious advice. Thank you. It's not a one time, because it's the second time she's cheated on you. This person should not be your GF. Ghost her. Go to the gym. Drink water. You're young. You'll find someone better. She doesn't respect you at all. Break up with her and go no contact. Focus on yourself, and when you're ready, look for another girl. She wasn't going to tell you and she was going to stay in contact to see if maybe this guy was an upgrade from you, but you caught her and so it derailed her plans. When a person shows you who they are, you believe them. If you were the love of her life and y'all had been in a wonderful relationship, she definitely would not have been so easy to get in the bed for a guy. She'd probably wanted you along on a trip. She's cheated on you lots of times. You caught her 2 times. Have some respect for yourself and never take back a cheater again. Unless you have a self-degradation kink, you should move on.